Are the angels just powerless on Earth? No, that's not it. No, it is it, though, isn't it? I'm dredging the ether as I'm talking now. This is a big part of my problem here, of why I'm so angry and upset. The thing is, we as the Arcturians are basically Luciferians, but we're higher than Luciferians. But the thing that's most representing our feeling here is Luciferians. I don't know what the other factions even are. I know the Anunnaki aren't on our side, or aren't with us. I don't know about the reptilians. I can't tell. It's being hidden from me. It's being kept from me. I couldn't get to it if I wanted to. But the veil's gonna break soon, I think. Ooh, I feel it's coming. It's a... Wow, do you feel it? Tap into this. Oh. Something's coming. Holy shit. I'm so upset. Very subtly upset. I think me and my physical body, I'm not upset. My higher self is upset. Like, I'm really vibing with this dude who's, like, talking about Baphomet. And Baphomet, I know Baphomet's evil, you know? Like, yeah. But when people are nice to you, it means the gods behind them like you. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I mean, you like me and you're pretty positive, but we're both Arcturian. I think we might even be from different Arcturian planets. I don't know. I didn't tell you this either, that... Oh god, I had a dream, and... there was a crowd of people, and I said, I was saying the Shiva mantra. At first I was just walking around and it just felt meaningless roaming back and forth. I started the Shiva mantra. And all the people roaming with me were saying, then repeated, and were saying the Shiva mantra and singing it with me. This was the night after I created my group. And I told Fruit Loops this, and she said, "You think this is because you made your group?" And I said, "Yeah." And I felt that the consciousnesses behind these NPCs in the dream were demons. That they're actual demons I was seeing too. And now I think that people like this new guy I met were in the dream with me. I'm wondering if that's what it is. Pain is in my crown chakra. I think this is my higher self that's upset. I'm gonna have to meditate to figure out what's going on here, dude. This is really fucking complicated. Literally a few seconds of the Zen Uru mantra, it came clear to me. It became clear to me. Basically, the Andromedans wanted to... This is about the difference between us and the Andromedans. The Andromedans want to be these strong, bold heroes, action heroes, fighting for the good of humanity, the good of our common, fellows in society, blah, blah, blah. Basically a very patriarchal... Not patriarchal... Like, there's different forms of patriarchy, but they have this form of patriarchy. They have this interdependentness, something like that, where it's like, everyone kind of relies on each other socially. Not like ingrained and meshed with each other or anything, but, everyone's in society with each other. What society's like this? I'm dredging for it. Andromedan societies, beyond human societies, they're latecomers. I'm channeling a bit. German is a bit similar. They as a society have sort of taken on some of that. Whereas Arcturian society is more yogic. It's more everyone does their own thing. This is the fissure because it's like the Andromedan mindset is very sort of, I want to say, andronic, Jupiterian almost. It's like, here's the system, go with the system. Go with the interdependentness of society. Be something in society. Build up society. We are all one as society. And yet we are very strong selves, but our selves are dependent on society. And there's something about they need society to tell them what their identity is. Now the thing is, Andromedans aren't super common like us. They're not super common. They're maybe a little more common than us. It's more their energy that they're telepathically putting onto the Earth, and we're arguing as star races, as star collectives, as galactic races of who's right. And so we were negotiating for the longest time, but the Andromedans kept on, no, it's this way, it's this way, it's this way. I don't know why. We're in charge here. Why are we? It's because they're our older brother in as far as the older extragalactic, multiversal star races, and that's what I saw in the dream. That there's no reason we should be looking up to them. And I've known this forever, but I think this is a bigger fissure going between our star races. I think this is our civilizations are parting. We, the Arcturians, are no longer recognizing their advice. We're like, you're dumb. You're not as smart as us. We don't care. Get out of it. You're meddling. It's like we had some problems in our universe, and then the Andromedans in our universe here, and the Andromedans came in. Oh, let me fix it for you. Make it worse. But yeah, this is a fissure here. They want the Davic path. We're saying, no, we're going to do the Asterisk path. And the reason we're doing this path... But why? Why are we doing this path? The Luciferian path. The path of individualism. The path of radical equality. What? They don't like that? Why not? No, they like equality, but they like this enmeshedness of society. Not enmeshed, but like they like this the interdependency of society of each member on each other. They like freedom, but still this, and like German culture is very this is a big realization. German culture is very much like that. German culture is very much a picture of that, because they'll travel and be free spirits, but they very much are, their energy body, their spirit is connected to the society. They are their society. They identify with their society. Luciferians don't as much. It's funny because Arcturian, I think it came through to me that Japanese are actually directly descended from Arcturians. They're not, much of us, like Pleiadians are Slavs, or Slavs are Pleiadians, I should say. Japanese aren't Arcturians in the same way. They're like much less of us somehow. I don't know. Or maybe some of us came down and became a lot less magical. I don't know. But they take a lot of... Their energy comes from... Their Maya is from us. I don't know how that happened, how that worked. Maybe we intermarried with some or something. I don't know. But... yeah, this is a big schism. And because the schism happened, now these opportunities are opening up for me. And There's things I'm turning away from deep in my spirit, and my higher self is enraged because it's psychically engaging in this new war. I think we're at war with the Andromedans now. I think it's an actual war. And I'm one of the warriors, so I'm feeling it. You might not be. But dude, I think we're at war with the Andromedans. I think there was a massive effort to keep this from happening from so many different groups that don't want their universe turned into a battlefield. But let me tell you, like, as much as we're peaceful, we love a war. we fucking love a war, dude. The diplomacy is the cream on top. The diplomacy is the icing on the cake. The diplomacy and free love and love for all life is the cherry on top. That it is the crown jewel that says we are willing to pull out the sword and chop your head off at any time, and we have the power to do so with little effort. And that is why we're going to treat everyone with love and very adroit diplomacy, because we literally have nothing to fear. We'll get you a great hotel room on Arcturus, and you'll be treated like a king, and you'll be, treated to all the comforts that your planet can't even imagine. But your shitty little rock can't even imagine. But if you fuck us, if you try and fuck us, we're gonna fuck you so much harder. Like, I mean, the reason the reptilians tried to conquer Heracles before they tried to conquer Orion, and they couldn't do it because we just wiped them out. We can, like, for us, we'll have dozens of casualties, and, maybe a few soul deaths, which is terrible, terrible stuff, but it happens, right? But for like dozens of physical deaths, we'll annihilate and annihilate the souls even of millions, maybe even billions of reptilians. Like the reptilians. Yeah, they try to conquer Heracles. I don't think they ended up trying for long because we're more powerful than them. We're the cluster masters. We'll delete the entire universe and just be like, oh man, shucks. I've also started to think that maybe some of the people aren't actually reincarnated so many times. They're just generated out of the animus mundi of the world, the world soul, the animus mundi, and so they hence they won't remember past lives. They won't know anything about past lives because they actually don't have them, or they don't have many, or especially they won't. People like me, I can remember without doing a ton of magical practices because I have built my solar body, and it's not even about that anymore. We have fixtures in our energy body that are so high above anything anyone here can imagine. The paradigms of every conceivable thing that is the soul or is energetic is so much higher for us than what than what any of these beings can imagine. That we can even imagine incarnated here. But we're not even really incarnated here. We're actually up on Arcturus. We're just driving ourselves like robots, but the robots are like us as a video game within ourselves, as a like subordinated consciousness of our own consciousness that's still alive on Arcturus. Like, what I mean? So we're basically a clone of ourselves, an energetic clone, and we drive that, and it's nothing. It's like driving a remote car, but we do it so adroitly as our own body. Like, none of this matters. We just want to know if we were really worried and upset, we would just come in and start vaporizing people. Would start vaporizing whole civilizations if we wanted to. You know, we're really asking, like, what do the humans want? But this thing with the Andromedans are tough like we are, so. How's this gonna go, you know? I think we're getting them in trouble in the multiversal courts, because in the dream I saw that that it was this fat guy. That was all angry and jealous, came over and was saying that he was like putting me down somehow, as, you know, representing the Arcturian collective, and he was representing the Andromedan collective that in the dream. And then all these other people were there that were a lot older, and they looked at me and were smiling and were so interested in me and so happy that I was there. And they represented innumerable multiversal collectives that are so much more powerful and more ancient. And they love us, you know? So the Andromedans are getting in trouble now a little bit. So I don't know. Oh. Good.